Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube segment, I am going to be giving you a little review and critique on the ESPN show entitled First Take. Now, as many of you may know, the sports fans out there, First Take is a show on ESPN. It comes on 9 a.m. Central Time, so I guess that's 10 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday, and the people that are usually on it are Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith. And basically, what happens is these two will debate about various sports subjects, and I watch it. I really enjoy it. It's one of my favorite shows, actually. I watch it just about every weekday that it's on. Not the whole show every day, but I usually watch at least a half hour of it every day. It's very enjoyable. It could actually be a very rancorous debate. Both those guys are from New York, like myself. They're going to speak their veritable, unabashed truth, at least as far as the stance they take on each issue. I'm going to get to that in a little bit, but basically, Molly Quorum, she's I guess you could say she's like the moderator, mediator of the show. She will say when, time's up on something, well, enough is enough. We got to go to the next subject, got to go to commercial or what have you. But the two, Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith, obviously, I mean, I see them. They're very vivacious, very animated, entertaining. They really, I mean, express, I think, a lot of profound knowledge on various sports issues. Of course, sometimes they're going to talk about some things that might be obvious, to reaffirm certain things, to substantiate maybe their arguments on certain issues. Now, what I want to get at, though, is, Max Kellerman had stated something about the show being real, one time. And, I do agree that it is real for the most part, because what it is on the subjects, the topics they debate on, I think they're giving their valid rationale on those issues based on the stance that they take on the issues. But what I'm saying is that I think, what happens is, you notice on this show, and I'm sure a lot of other sports debate shows, that it'll seem like on virtually every topic there'll be a disparity in terms of the opinion. There'll be a difference of opinion. One seems to take one side, then the other takes the other. To argue on virtually every issue is a little suspicious, I think. I think on this show is that I think what probably is you have one person that's supposed to take one vantage point on one issue, and the other automatically takes the other. There was a show there, Mike and Mike. It was with when it was with Mike Golick and Mike Greenberg. Well, Mike Golick, one time, it actually came out, and I commend him. That's laudable for him to say this. He stated that he's basically, that him and Greenberg were told, I don't know if it's by producers, by their managers, whoever's over them, whoever is authority over them at that station. On that show at the time, would say that you got to take this, you got to take this side of the question. The other person takes such and such side. So if they were talking about, who do you think is the favorite to come out of the National League West, one person might take one team, the other person automatically takes the other. It's almost compulsory to have the difference of the opinion on it. I think that's the same thing with the show First Take. I do honestly believe that Tim Tebow had come out and he said to Stephen A. Smith I don't remember his exact words or verbiage, but he stated to Stephen A. Smith that he said something like, "Come on now, Steve, you automatically were going to take that other side. Whatever I chose, you were going to choose the opposite side." And Stephen A. chuckled after he said that, so that was a little suspicious to me. I do believe that those, on that show, that on a lot of their arguments, that one is supposed to take one side and then the other, you know, a lot of ish sports topics that one automatically takes one side and the other the other side. But I do love, I mean, I do really love the show. It's entertaining. It's very funny. They have Will Kane is on there sometimes, and I believe he's an attorney. I don't know if he's currently an attorney or an ex-attorney, but sometimes he'll be very good on issues that where you're talking about the legal element or aspect into it, and they'll have, you know, guests that will come on that show from time to time, and it makes the show very interesting. You hear a lot of wide divergence of opinions on various sports topics, but as I stated, I do believe, I mean, Max Kellerman says, well, the show, I mean, there's something about the show being real. Okay, I mean, generally speaking, I mean, it is an authentic show in terms of when whatever side or whatever argument they're going to give, maybe they're giving their honest reasons to validate that particular argument. But I still believe in many instances, at least, that they are that one is supposed to take one side and one the other. So that's just my own belief on the show First Take. But overall, I really love it. I mean, if we're gonna go saying you know, on a scale of like 1 to 5 stars, on and 5 being the best, of course, I give it 4.5. Because I wish they would act. What I would really like for them to say is to say, you know, that what, you know, one of us is supposed to take one side, one the other. And like I said, that I'm postulating, I'm theorizing, but I do believe that is the case on that show. But anyway, that, as I stated, they're very proficient in what they did. They're very knowledgeable. Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman, they are actually, I mean, I could understand why they are the host of the show, and someone like me, I'm just giving a critique of it right here in a review, because that they are who they are. I am who I am, and they are, you know, they're obviously two of the best, I don't know if you would say analysts, sports analysts out there, or whatever that you would consider them. They are two of the absolute best out there, and they got great personalities, and obviously their knowledge is very profuse on various sports issues. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube segment of my review and take on the ESPN show First Take. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.